Welcome to OSD. I'm Scott.
And I'm Scoot.
And today we're taking a look at the,
Where is it?
Oh, I'm sure it'll be along any second now.
Doctor Who is a very popular television series. It's been going since the early 60s.
1963.
1963, my goodness, and it is still going today, and it is bigger than it's ever been.
Yeah, we did have a bit of a break in there from the late 80s through till about the early 2000s.
True.
But it's certainly big. It's bigger than it's ever been right now. And the wonderful thing is that they really have built upon the legacy of those original programs.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to see that they are remembering and making use of the vast, rich history that they've got of the show.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
You've brought along a very specific toy today. This looks like it's based on more of the original Doctor Who to me, is it?
This is actually the original Doctor Who from the very first episode.
Wow.
So this is William Hartnell as the first incarnation of the Doctor, in the outfit that he wore during An Unearthly Child, which is the very first episode which introduced everything about Doctor Who.
Wow, so that was filmed in like black and white. It was very basic sort of early days television stuff. I mean,
and you can kind of see that reflected in his costume in that it is very monochromatic.
Right, it looks very sort of almost Victorian or Edwardian or something like that.
It is.
It's cool.
Doctor? He says the Tardis isn't a time machine.
Oh, does he now?
Tell him.
I don't see why I shoot my
Let's talk a bit about the articulation of the toy, and then I want to get into having a look at some of the light and sound features here, which I'm really excited about. But let's start with the articulation.
Okay, his head does swivel from side to side. It is hampered a little bit by this cloak because his hair, being a little bit on the long side, is kind of catching on.
Yeah, we've seen that before. Yeah,
cloak there.
Yeah.
Likewise, the cloak does impede the arm articulation a bit, but you can still get his arms to move forward and back. From my mind, the Doctor Who line is really good in terms of striking that balance between articulation and sculpt. They've got enough articulation that you can get more out of them than you can, some figures.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be the sort of Marvel Legends hyper-articulated, get him into any pose humanly imaginable.
I think that seems fair enough. I mean, given that his character was a sort of older man anyway, he probably wasn't running around and kicking ass too much.
He's not going to be doing any Spider-Man splits anytime soon.
Did you get expelled?
No, I didn't get expelled. I got community service. So, you want to,
Want what?
just,
Alright, let's move on to the TARDIS itself.
Okay. So, this TARDIS does have a light and sound feature. A lot of the classic TARDISes did have this, and this is really quite cool. So, on the bottom, you've got your switch, which we'll just put onto on.
Yep.
And you also notice that there's a little button there. Now that becomes useful when you decide to land it. And if you push it down, it goes. So we have the little lamp at the top pulsing, and the sound is reacting to that button being pressed. So it makes the landing sound with a couple of groans and then a thump at the end.
Oh, great.
The cool thing is that when you lift it off the ground,
That's a slightly different sound.
yeah. So that's the dematerialization sound as opposed to the rematerialization sound that you make when it lands. And you can see that the lamp is still glowing there. So it's a nice little feature that it is still doing something even though you're holding it and you can pretend that you're flying it around in space and anything like that. And when you're done, you just bring it down. And it's landed.
Cool. Do the doors open up on this one?
They do open. So you can press this one in, and there's a little spring mechanism there.
Yep.
And this door also opens. There's not a spring on it though, so you just want to be a little bit careful with that. And to close the doors, you do have to close this door manually.
Yeah.
And there's a little button just on the floor of the TARDIS there, which spring load closes that door as well. So now it's all nice and shut up again, and you can travel through time and space.
Up there is the scanner, those are the doors, that is the chair with the panda on it. Sheer poetry, dear boy. Now please stop me.
I think William Hartnell would be really happy to see himself as a little action figure. I think that's really neat.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It continues the legacy of him as an actor and as a character of the original Doctor Who, and in toy form. So that's really neat.
Yeah.
So there he is, the original Doctor Who and the TARDIS in toy form. Very cool.
Very cool.
We're out of here for now. Don't forget to comment down below, subscribe, thumbs up, and we're out of here, right?
Yep, but we'll rematerialise soon with another video from OSD.
I don't know, we could, or we could do something else, or we could, if you don't like, we could...
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, either one.